Well, Eric, welcome to My View. I have to be honest. I've wanted you on my show from the beginning. This is not the way to tell you the truth. I wanted to do it. But I thought you were the perfect person to talk to. You know, it's hard for Americans, I think, to process when tragedy happens. It was very hard for a lot of Americans to process seeing your dad on stage in Butler get shot last July. I think it was incredibly hard for Americans to process the tragedy we saw play out this week with Charlie. But whenever these are personal relationships, when it is your dad, when Charlie is a very close friend, it does feel different. How has this been? I mean, maybe you can explain to people. Charlie was a very close friend to our whole family.
He was. I remember when Charlie walked into our office. You know my offices very well, honey. And he walked in. He was 21 years old, and he was talking about this grand vision for what Turning Point was going to be. And he's talking about how he wanted to kind of redefine, you know, the political movement on campuses all across the country. These kids were getting indoctrinated all over the places. These teachers were just brainwashing them, and how he wanted to change course. And I'll never forget thinking about what a lofty goal it was, and probably, you know, insurmountable. And he described it all. I mean, he literally described where he was today with Turning Point to me sitting in our offices 10 years ago, and he got there. I mean, he was beyond his years. He was an inspirational guy. He was obviously a great friend. And listen, you and I were sitting on our bed in Westchester, New York, you know, with the kids on our lap, you know, watching when Butler happened. And, you know, to see my father almost get killed, and you were there right by my side. And then to see what happened in Palm Beach, Florida, you know, 2 months later, 3 months later, that was 14 months ago right now. And to see those videos, and I strongly encourage people, if you haven't seen them, to not watch them. I'm sick and tired of this. The bullets are only flying one way, right? They've done everything they could to put our family, our movement, our party, our country under siege. And it's heartbreaking.
Well, you know, the highs we've seen have been very high. The tough times have been very tough. You know, you just talked about some of those tough times. There are a lot of tough times, though, that we've never even talked about. And you said the words under siege. That's the name of a book that you have coming out describing all the things that our family has been through, the highs and the lows. And one of the things that I keep thinking about, Eric, is the fact that standing by our side, even in the toughest times, was Charlie Kirk.
They tried to take down our company. They tried to take down all of our friends. They were imprisoning Manafort and General Flynn, and they were imprisoning Bannon, and they were trying to throw our CFO in jail, and they were trying to throw me in jail. They were trying to throw my father in jail. They were trying to divide you and me and our family and Melania and everyone else. And that was the siege. And then they tried to kill him. I wrote the title to that book, Before Butler. Right? And then the ultimate siege was when they tried to take his life, and then they tried to take his life again. And then you saw what they did to Charlie, who was the next generation of the greatest political movement this country has ever seen. You know, a movement that's born in love, that loves this nation, that loves our American flag, that loves God, that believes in family, that believes in faith, that believes in the Constitution, that believes that America should be the best at absolutely everything they want. And they tried to extinguish that. They tried to extinguish it, my father, multiple times. Then they tried to extinguish it by killing Charlie yesterday. But it doesn't extinguish the movement. And what it does is it just cements not only Charlie's legacy, but it cements the legacy of what we all stand for, and what you and I and my father and our entire family and everybody who's probably watching us right now has fought so damn hard for. And that's why Charlie will never be forgotten.
Yeah, I mean, his legacy will live on far beyond anything I think he probably actually could have even imagined. But he worked for it. You know, you talked earlier about the fact that he came and sat down at the office and talked years ago about this grand plan he had. He made it happen. I mean, he really put boots on the ground and he made it happen. But what people saw of Charlie Kirk was out on stage in front of, you know, television cameras. They didn't see the behind the scenes, though. You and I got to see that. Any of us who got to speak at a Turning Point USA event got to see the way Charlie would come off stage after talking for, you know, however much time out to the audience there, and he would go behind the scenes, and he was running things behind stage as well. This was a person who dreamed this up, who did every element of everything that was happening at Turning Point. I'm hopeful someone steps up, Eric. You know, tell people who don't know, this was a guy who really did everything from top to bottom there.
Honey, I'll never forget when he called me up to go back to my alma mater, Georgetown, right? This is not exactly a conservative school. This has gone the exact opposite way. And I go, Charlie, is this really a good idea? He goes, I don't care. Come on, we'll go have some fun. And yeah, half the auditorium walked out on the two of us. And but you know, joking aside, and it was an amazing event. But it showed me his true soul. Somebody asked me the other day who could take over Turning Point, and honestly, I just kind of shook my head, right? I mean, Charlie was brilliant, and he had an amazing voice, and you know, people loved him, right? I mean, he radiated energy. But beyond that, behind an organization like that, you need to be able to run a massive organization. That's what he did. He was organized. He was disciplined. He was a great fundraiser. He was a great communicator. You know, like it wasn't just his job. This was his hobby. I don't care where I went, and you saw this so many times. I don't care if I was away on business. I don't care if I was building a tower somewhere. I don't care if I was working on a golf course. I don't care if I was at a political event anywhere around the country. Everywhere I went, I ran into Charlie, right? I mean, the guy must have worn through pairs and pairs of shoes. He never stopped. It didn't matter if it was a Saturday or a Sunday or a Monday. I mean, he did a different event. It didn't matter if you were on a ranch somewhere, Charlie was there, or if you were in a big city somewhere, or if you were in, you know, liberal, you know, Washington State, well, Charlie was there, or if you were in kind of conservative Texas, Charlie was always there. He was a remarkable human being, and so it's impossible shoes to fill. I mean, that was the future of the Republican Party. We've got a lot of great people, right? But that, I mean, he had such a captivating message. He had such an unbelievable following. It was so grassroots. People would follow Charlie to the end of earth. And they took one of the good ones. But again, as I said, they're never going to delete his legacy. They're never going to delete our platform. And it just further cements, you know, everything that we fight for as a family and a nation and a party.
Oh, well, I think it's our responsibility to pick up the mantle from here for the rest of us to pick up where Charlie left off. What do you think is the best way that we can all ensure that that legacy never dies for him?
They want us to hide. They want you, they want me, they want my father to never step on stage again. That's what these people want. And you need to assure that that doesn't happen. We will take the stage, we will take it incredibly proudly, right? We will continue the legacy, we will continue to fight. We will not do a Joe Biden, we will not hide in a basement for an entire campaign cycle. We will get out there and we will fight like hell. It's the fight that you had and I had and my father had and Don had and our party had and Charlie Kirk had that allowed us to beat Hillary Clinton when we didn't know what a damn delegate was, when we were people who were really good at building hotels and skyscrapers, right? And we're fighting on the right side of history, but literally didn't know what the caucuses in Iowa is. It was that bold, non-bending, non-breaking, backbone, stubborn, loud, from the heart, you know, un-PC attitude that allowed us to go out and beat the greatest political dynasty in the history of this country when we had a 5-to-1 disadvantage fundraising-wise and we were funding most of our campaign. That's what they're trying to stop by trying to put bullets in people around this country, and that's what we and our party will never allow to stop. So what I would say to everybody, stand on that stage, be loud, be vocal, and never, ever, ever back down.
Well, you know, seeing these photos of Charlie playing on the side of the screen there, you and I both hugged Luke and Carolina a little bit tighter on Wednesday night. We obviously are thinking of Erica, of Charlie's children, and Eric Trump, we appreciate you joining us on My View. Thank you so much for your thoughts on this.
It's great to be on, honey.
As we remember Charlie Kirk, we want to honor his courage and his message. And fellow mobilizer Scott Pressler joins us next to lay out how young conservatives will move boldly forward.
What we are doing right here will dictate an election 5 years from now. It will determine an election 10 years from now. We at Turning Point believe that elections are effects. We want to be the cause.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.